As we come into this prayer, I'd like you to also hold in mind one of our congregants, Betty Charles, whose son unexpectedly passed this week. And the pain, of course, that you can imagine that is happening. Allow that to be present in your awareness, but to also be okay in your awareness. So as we hold Betty and her family, as well as the awareness of God's presence, let us pray. Father, Mother God, we give thanks for this opportunity to be aware, to know, to have faith in your presence in our experience. As we consider the various means of tribulation, we also are empowered to embrace it all, to accept it all, to rejoice that we have the opportunity to embrace each and every aspect of our experience with love. Breathing in and breathing out. We feel the love arise from the depths of our hearts. And let us hold Betty and her family in the embrace of that love. And so it is that together we say, Amen. Well, why am I so formal? This was a gift that was presented to me by someone that just recently came into my life. He is not from this country. He is here to offer us his perspectives on this experience that we call life. Geshe Zhuang Tenli, please come. Geshe is the head of the delegation of monks that are touring the western U.S. And please. So upon their arrival, he and the several monks jumped out of the van and holding these pieces of cloth, and I wasn't sure whether they were tablecloths or, but he immediately put the cloth over my shoulder, and I was, it touched me very deeply. It's a piece of cloth. It turns out that it's a very nice piece of cloth. It is silk. It has a number of different symbols that I'm going to be investigating. I haven't thus far. But about 2 months ago, I took the ministerial stole that I was given upon graduation from ministerial school back to conference because one of my classmates had someone who was looking for the traditional ministerial stole. So I gave her that to give away, not knowing that I was going to have a stole of much greater significance given to me. So, over the course of the last several days, I mean, they arrived on Wednesday. I've never had anyone of such short acquaintance have such an impact on me. So I introduce you to Geshe La. Geshe is a level of attainment in studies. It's equivalent, if you will, to a PhD in Western universities. But there are 3 levels of attainment of geshes, and of the monastery that they come from here in the Gomang Monastery. It's a monastic college in the south of India. There are some 2,000 monks, 200 of which have attained the level of geshe. And of those 200, about 50 have attained the level of geshe, the highest level of attainment. He is here as the head of delegation. The monks are his students, but they also have a great deal of expertise that they are attaining as well. So I am honored to share the dais with my friend Geshe-la. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about, first of all, we're going to talk about the mandala and the symbolism and the purpose and the practice of sand painting. Then we're going to equate the impermanence, which is what the sand painting is all about. We're going to equate that to our understanding of the teachings of Jesus and the early Christian teachers. So that's kind of what's in store. You're familiar with my method of preparation. I'll be thinking about a topic off and on during the week, and examples will come up where I'll say, "Ooh, that will be something that I need to explore further," and so it will become a topic of a talk. And in this case, I mentioned to you Betty's son, who made his transition very unexpectedly this week. They still don't know the reason why. His son is actually going to be going through an autopsy. But as we had the cultural pageant on Friday night, we finished the cultural pageant at 8:30 or so, and I left here by 9 o'clock, heading up Wadsworth, and came up over the hill at 72nd and Wadsworth, and there were about a dozen police cars and fire engines down at about 75th and Wadsworth. And so the traffic went from 3 lanes down to a single lane. Southbound was closed, and as we crept past the accident scene, there were a car was just literally crushed up to the windshield. The engine obviously was back in the passenger compartment, and there were towels over the windshield and over the driver's side window, and it was obvious why the towels were there. And I had a very heavy heart. It was just one of those, oh my God, that must have happened so fast. And it turns out that it was a 54-year-old man who had double the alcohol level in his blood, was out on the road driving fast, and he veered into the oncoming lane and took the life of a 17-year-old girl. And we look upon those tragedies, and we think about the pain that the families hold in that situation, and the pain that Betty's family is holding. And we have this appreciation in a situation like that. Wow, I'm so glad that I am taking this next breath. Regardless of the tribulations that face us, regardless of the stress at work or the financial troubles or the relationship issues or whatever, we can take a step back and appreciate this life, this breath, this opportunity to look at the sky, this opportunity to smell the flowers, this opportunity to rejoice in the love that we share with our close ones and with others. It perhaps opens us up to a greater appreciation of the relationships that we have before us. Well, interesting that these examples came up because impermanence is what we're talking about. This too shall pass. A phrase that is often repeated in the Old Testament, and it is a teaching that Jesus provides about that. Well, we have the opportunity with Geshe-la and the 5 other monks on their Western tour. They are on a fundraising tour for the monastery back in India. They just arrived about 7 weeks ago. They went to St. Louis, to Kansas City, to Colorado Springs, to here. They're going to Fort Collins on Tuesday. Then they'll go to Phoenix and Southern California, Las Vegas, and so on. Their tour will continue across the western U.S., getting into Texas in December. And in fact, they will stay on tour through May of next year. So they have many sand paintings ahead of them. They have many presentations ahead of them. They have many friends to meet here in the future. And I am honored to be one of those friends that you are meeting on your tour. So it is a fundraising tour. There are opportunities for revenue back in India are not very great. They've got 2,000 people to feed. They've got operations to sustain, and they have new monks or would-be monks coming into the monastery at all times. In fact, there's a book out on the table out there of 6, 7, and 8-year-old children that have come into the monastery to become monks, and we have an opportunity, if we so choose, to support those youngsters as they attain a greater level of awareness. And so, with that then, I would like you to introduce, if you will, the monks that are here, and to talk to us about the sand painting and what it symbolizes, what it means. I may interrupt you from time to time to clarify what you have said, so please allow me that opportunity. So I give you this. Geshe-la.
And good morning, everybody. Good morning, and thank you so much for coming to here, John, to here. Thank you. So, yeah, I am going to my friend 5 monks from southern India. They are from the Tibet, and they come from the Tibet. Moses, they are coming by foot cross the walking to India. This is in the day they are asleep, in the night they are walking, because it is the true danger of Chinese Communist army. Otherwise they kill, shoot, gun. So that's why they are in the day they sleep, and then overnight they're stiff, traveling. So, however, they come to in the Nepal, and Nepal too go to the in India, and then in Nepal there we have a representative office, and officer asked to where you go to, school and monastery, in any job, and you can go back to Tibet. They asked, so monks choice to them. I want to some in the monastery, join the monastery, and some are in school, and monks come to there, and then we preparation house and bed, clothes, everything preparation, and then continuous study. Maybe high. What is the age? 18 years old, 19 years old, maybe some 20, 21. They are continuous go to study in the philosophy, And young one, too small, 8, 10 years old, they are joined in school, in modern school. There is subject English, mathematics, social. Yeah, this is for the 8th class. We can course this. And after 8th class, we can join in the monastic university. So they continuously go to the study philosophy. Yeah.
So who are the gentlemen that are with you now? Who are the monks? What are their names?
Yeah, it's one is the Dorji Punso. Yeah, he's the Dorji Punso. He's Dorji Punso, and he's Lundu, and Jayan Jimba. He's Jayan Jimba, and Gyatso, and then Sonam. Yeah, he's Sonam. Yeah. They are also senior monks. They are senior monks. They study high levels, near to become geshe. 1-2 years after they have become geshe.
So they are involved in sand painting, a mandala. And can you explain the mandala that they are painting right now?
Yeah. And Sun Mandala is the representative of the compassion Buddha, like Avalokiteshvara. And this is the feel of the compassion Buddha. This is the flat one, but normally they have like house. Normally we have house, and their house is direction, 4 direction, and 4 gate. 4 gate each direction, 4 gates. So center their man of the duty, compassion Buddhas stay in the center, and around there's and other 5 type of Buddha. So round 5 type of Buddha, and then after 4 direction is the representative of the. Yeah, these all representative, and 4 direction is the representative of 4 noble truth.
The 4 noble truths being.
Yeah.
Patrick, could you give us a slide, please? There it is. Yep, one up.
4
noble truths. There you go. Okay.
4 noble truths.
And go ahead.
And then the 4th corner is the representative of the 4 immeasurable. 4 immeasurable.
Patrick, one more slide, please.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
okay.
Good. And then 4 gate, each gate, direction, there are 4 gate. 4 gate is the representative of the 4 method to attack or attack to sentence being.
Okay. So the painting is done in sand.
Yes.
And why aren't you using oil or acrylics to do that painting? Why are you using sand instead of an oil painting? We're used to painting with oil.
So we have the three kind of mandala, and one mandala is the painting mandala, like this, and painting by painting. This is the low level study, and then middle level we study the sand painting, and high level they study in the inside of consciousness, and then heart level. There's a heart thinking only meditation, and then mandala. three kind of mandala. So this is the sun mandala. Sun mandala is the very nice. So many years ago, Buddha is in India. That time, this is the traditional from that. So that time, teacher and student, they teach to them to the mandala. Some are the pen mandala. If there are not facility of the sun mandala, they have pen mandala. If they if we have more, many years ago, that very difficult to sun mandala. So most they're painting, I think. So right now we have used many quality for sun and also color. So we can use more the sun mandala.
So on Monday night, we're going to have a closing ceremony.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen to that mandala?
Yes. So sun mandala.
Yeah, what's going to happen to that mandala?
Sun mandala. In the Sunday evening, we close the sun mandala. This is the why that's close means it's since many days we can put the sun mandala. So in the Monday evening night, we sweep and destroy the mandala. Means this is the memories to the impermanent, for the impermanent. So we can show the how is the impermanent, and then our traditional also impermanent we can sweep and down. Well, so because impermanent is very important for Buddhist philosophy.
Now, by the time you finish, there's going to be, it sounds like about 130 monk hours. Now, I told some people that a monk hour is more effective than a man hour. Okay, so 130 monk hours are going into the creation of this extremely beautiful piece of work. And so you're going to sweep it up. You're going to sweep it up, and you're going to put the sand in the creek. That's going to be Monday night.
Yes.
How does that feel when you have invested so much time in the creation of that? How does that feel to let it go?
Yes, feel is a little bit sad, but this is traditional and natural one, because impermanent is the natural one. So we thinking same. Just example in flower, some before beginning time very nice, and then few days and few weeks they are changing different color, and then finished. Same example like in sun mandala was very nice, and then lastly we close the sweep. Same, and also people same. All sentence being also like our art, all are same, is very nice, and the last is finished.
So in our conversations, you've indicated that impermanence is an essential part of understanding Buddhist philosophy. That we, a Greek philosopher, I don't remember who it was, but once said that you never step into the same river twice. Excuse me. Let me reach. Okay. So one never steps into the same river twice. And that seems to be the case throughout our lives. I mean, our relationships evolve. Our life begins and ends, that there's literally nothing that doesn't change. So tell us a little bit about how Buddhist philosophy is grounded in this concept, is centered in this. Why impermanence is so important to understanding the Buddhist philosophy.
Yeah, it's impermanent is very important for Buddhist philosophy. Means because impermanent always remembering to we are the also impermanent. Impermanent because we stay too much long stay to in the wall, maybe 100, more than 150. We stay in the wall. So however we can go past and go the next life. So that's why we're thinking every time we are impermanent. So we impermanent. So what can to do in preparation to the next life? Next life, is necessary to preparation if next life. So that's why impermanent is pushing to the preparation to the next life. So what is the next life? The good for the next life? It's a fortune and virtues. This is the best for the preparation for next life.
So if we don't have an appreciation that our life will end, such as for this 17-year-old girl who was probably having a conversation with her friend as they were driving up the street, and all of a sudden it's gone. And the relationships that her parents had and her friends had with her have changed.
So very change parents and friends very change. So we thinking in the pass away, no?
Go ahead.
Pass away. Normally pass away. Many kind of pass away. Just in the many kind of pass away.
Many pathways.
Many Okay. The normally is like normally high in more age, old age. There's high ones. There's a pass away slowly. It's very nice. Slowly means first time and cannot see the people and cannot understanding different people who is not recognized to people. And then afterwards no smiling, and then after no sound inside, and then after not talking, cannot talking. Then after oxygen, little bit going, and then oxygen is go outside, and then cannot inside.
So we take our last breath.
Last breath.
Yeah.
And then last breath. Then after also we have 3 pulse. Men 3 pulse. Men 3 pulse. They have consciousness is going continuous for the pass away. And 3 men pulse. There's a center man pulse. They're tight from the south and north pulse.
So,
and then
so there are 3 pulses in our
inside.
Okay.
Then karmically there's a loose the tight. Before right now we have tight 3 pulse. So however the karmically is loose the 3 pulse center one, and go there is blood in up there, and one blood coming from the up to center in the heart. And then that times we have Buddhists say meditate that times. That times the Buddhist right view, right view, emptiness. That time the emptiness is very clear, looking very clear. So meditate focus and concentration to the emptiness. And then some monks say, stay 1 month, stay meditate. But that time they head not working, but inside the heart is working little bit. And some monks 1 week, some monks 2 weeks, some are 3 weeks. This is a very clear chance to the fortune and virtues, best virtues, because this is a very subtle consciousness, no disturbing other people. This is very nice. And then after that, we can brought to the Bardo.
And the Bardo then is that time after the physical death that is in preparation for the reincarnation in the next life. So let me interrupt you here, if I may, please. So this focus on impermanence and the realization of impermanence in our lives allows us to do what is appropriate, to learn what needs to be learned, so that we can advance in our next incarnation. I'd like to connect Unity's teachings with this concept of impermanence, and we of course draw upon the teachings of Jesus often. Patrick, if you could give me a slide. In Matthew chapter 6, we said, "Do not store up for yourself treasures on earth, where moth and rust consume, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust consumes, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart is also." And a traditional conception of this in traditional Christianity is that, yes, indeed, the thieves are not going to make it through the gates of heaven. They will not have the attainment to be able to get into heaven, to be able to steal from heaven. But that's not what it's about. Heaven is an internal experience. Heaven, as Jesus said, heaven is in the midst of you, or another translation is heaven is within you. It is the inner experience of the heart. So when we focus our attention on the car or the house or how many friends we have on Facebook or whatever, when we focus on the outer, we are investing our energy in that which can be disturbed, that which can be violated, that which can be that distracts us from that inner experience. So if we go back to what Jesus was meaning by heaven as being that interior experience, then we can see that, yes, if I am secure in my interior experience, then I am not going to be violated. I'm not going to have someone come in and steal that experience, because that theft is only available if we let it be. And certainly many of the tools that we have for attainment of that inner experience is awareness. We spoke of the importance of awareness of impermanence as a means of recognizing and even going so far as to celebrate that interior experience. And as I get a little bit expressive here, I don't want to set my stole on fire. It could get very ugly, because I do have hairspray on too. So as we consider then what Jesus meant by heaven, not being a far-off place attained in some future time, based upon the level of virtue that we express in this life, but rather heaven is in the midst of us, it's within us, it is an interior experience. And in fact, the Buddhist philosophy is about grounding ourselves and purifying ourselves in that inner experience. So when Patrick, let's go to the next slide. Another book in the New Testament, supposedly written by James, but all of these books have a name on them that probably wasn't written by those names, but rather was written by students of, in this case, James, the brother of Jesus. Come now, you who say today or tomorrow we will go to such and such a town and spend a year there doing business and making money, yet you do not even know what tomorrow will bring. What is your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wishes, we will live and do this or that. As it is, you boast in your arrogance. All such boasting is evil. Anyone, then, who knows the right thing to do and fails to do it commits sin. What is sin? Sin is missing the mark. It's not an emblazoned S on your forehead, but rather it is a practice of missing the mark. It is an archer's term to mean, okay, you missed that mark, try again. You've got a quiver of arrows, try again. And that is an important realization in our practice, is that if we miss the mark, we can try again. And so as we look at this, as it is, you boast in your arrogance. All such boasting is evil. Why is all such boasting evil? Because arrogance is an attitude of setting one apart and above. That in and of itself is a violation of truth, because we are not apart. We cannot be above another. We are one and all an expression of the divine. Yes, we're an individualized expression in this particular moment. Yes, we have attained certain things in this world. Yes, we may have a bank account that is different from someone else's bank account, but that is all stuff. It's stuff. It is what the thief can break in and steal. The inner experience, the heavenly experience, that is where we focus our efforts. And when we are focused our efforts there, we have no arrogance. There is no arrogance about us. When we are looking at this, you are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes like fog that is rising from the lake in the morning as it comes into the warmer atmosphere and it disappears. What a wonderful image in terms of the truth of our impermanence. Our fog lifting may be 17 years. It may be 3 weeks. It may be 67 years. For me, I hope it's longer than that. But it is some definite period of time. And as we realize that, then we can say, this stuff, that's fine. It allows me to travel. It allows me to not worry about this. And it also gives me the concern about that. So when we recognize that the stuff is just stuff, that our experience is here, that's the value. And that is indeed, as the Buddhists say, that is the preparation for this next incarnation. Because I firmly believe that we in this incarnation are merely an example, are merely an instance. In programming, they called it an instantiation. We are an instance of consciousness expressing in this moment. That our consciousness would become more and more attuned to the divine as we attend to that inner experience, as we appreciate who we are in our essence. This mandala, the 4 directions being the 4 noble truths, and the 4 corners being the attractors of sentient beings to that higher awareness. And those attractors are immeasurable compassion, immeasurable love, immeasurable joy, and immeasurable equanimity. Each of those, in my conception, each of those is the result of expressing unconditional love. When you express unconditional love, you look upon your experience and you say, well, this and that, they are as they are. When you are in that expression of unconditional love, there arises within you a joy that is indeed immeasurable. You can't place it against anything in this world and say, well, this thing in this world is greater than this immeasurable joy. No, the immeasurable joy is the ultimate experience. The immeasurable compassion arises from this unconditional love. So, in my mind, the practice of offering unconditional love is attaining these immeasurables, these attractors of the sentient beings. So our practice then can be very simple. Not easy, but very simple. To offer unconditional love to this, unconditional love to that. In fact, not even distinguishing this but that, but just offering unconditional love. So as we consider the accident on Wadsworth, as we consider the untimely demise of Betty's son, as we consider our own demise at some point in the future, if we can just offer unconditional love and accept this as it is and rejoice in this as it is, then we can truly rejoice in impermanence. It is just a choice. It's just a choice. It's a simple choice, not necessarily an easy choice. But that's our charge, to recognize and to practice. We'll have our meditation. Now, we're going to do a little bit different meditation today. I haven't told the band about this, but the monks are going to come forward, and the monks are going to offer us a chant. Okay? And we're going to, it's going to be a chant that is not understandable. Okay? They're going to be chanting in Tibetan. And it is going to be a chant that is related to impermanence. So in our meditation, it'll be 5 to 7 minutes. In our meditation, let's just be with the chant. Okay? All right. Yeah.
Namo
Deep breath. Let us share the words of the Lord's Prayer.